Their celebration. Watch it. He did the Brunson. He mocked Brunson's hand thing.
Well, see, and that I like though.
You can see it kind of here. Wait, watch, look down, then he put the
edginess that Halliburton brings. I like it. That's why I want John back in the front row.
Well, good news. Wait till you see his weird and wonderful. Wonderful. Red Sox Brewers tied at 1, but the bases are loaded for Christian Yelich. We gave up a grand slam, so that's the end of that game. Red Sox have lost 4 in a row. Not going great in Boston, but at least everybody's at OTAs. What was that update? In any event, wonderful. We're going back to Indy. The game is in the balance. I put this one in just for Ramsey. He's a weird and wonderful mainstay, usually for dunks, not so much three-pointers. Ouch.
Well, that was the dagger.
That was it.
Can I just say something?
That's when you knew it's over.
What was this play? Mikal Bridges got lost.
No, but there's 2.7 on the shot clock. It's a 2-possession game.
You should never be that
unless that is Ben Simmons, who you're like, he'll never shoot it. You can't let him get open.
But Mikal got lost.
Bridges
I know.
Got lost. Yeah.
It's just a disaster.
It was a good blob. Wonderful.
Baseline out of bounds. Good job, Blobs.
Wonderful. Dodgers Guardians. Home run number 20 for Otani. How about right down the middle? Hey, pitching coach, I got an idea. Right down the middle.
84 right down the
middle.
middle.
What are you doing?
There's nowhere to throw it to him. If you're not intentionally walking,
low and outside,
you're in trouble.
Low and outside.
What about right in the ribs?
Dodgers win 9-5. And final wonderful. Let's check in with John Halliburton, who's got his towel back. Still up in a suite, and that's a weird and wonderful national passing.
I'm torn over this because I liked him being himself, but there's also a part of me like, has he learned it?
I told you.
Maybe we shouldn't put him back in the front row. Who knows what he might do? I don't know. I'm just glad he's able to watch the game.
I told you, man.
Surely he's not bringing the towel that he taunted guys with and then does the same gesture.
Has he learned?
No, he will. Steelers legend Terry Bradshaw not
happy.
Happy.
Invite him to a King conference, bro.
With his former team's pursuit
it's out there, John.
of Aaron Rodgers. Take a listen.
That's a joke. He shouldn't. That is just, to me, is a joke. What are you going to bring him in for 1 year? Are you kidding me? I mean,
that's not the Steelers' way, right?
No, man. That guy needs to stay in California and go, somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there.
Chew on bark will be my new favorite go-to insult. Your reaction to Steelers legend Terry Bradshaw.
My reaction is a question for you guys.
Oh, wonderful.
Should this opinion carry weight for the Steelers franchise?
I have an answer to that.
Yeah.
Can I go first, bro? Because I also have a full screen.
Oh.
100%.
Thank you.
And here's why. Terry Bradshaw is real Steelers culture of winning championships. The media at large has taken the bait and chomped on it all the way back to the boat of over 500. That is not a thing.
That's the goal?
Yeah. Over half of the things is a good 3-point percentage. But it's not a thing in football. And every time we talk about the Steelers, we feel obligated, because of Terry Bradshaw and the resume of the Steel Curtain, to say, one of the finest organizations, one of the winningest organizations. Okay. Here's the company that the Steelers keep. This is a list of 8 teams, the longest droughts of years without a playoff win. Dolphins, Raiders, Bears, Jets, Broncos, who feel like they're on the right track, Panthers are trying to turn around, Cardinals, and then the Steelers. When we talk about the Panthers, history of winning with the Panthers, yes, the Cardinals and the Jets. The Steelers are in this group, but we keep on taking them out and putting them into the current group of excellent teams because
they're never
long
terrible.
Shadow of Terry Bradshaw
it's
and
also,
championships.
Well, let me respond to that just a tiny bit.
Sure.
I do think that the ability to not be awful is something that almost every other team on that list was like, man, I wish we could have figured that out along the way too.
Never be awful?
It's something. It's not the end all, but it is something.
There is something to be said that there is something about the Mike Tomlin Steelers where their absolute worst case scenario has been for 15 years 8 wins.
Right.
There is something. But the fact that that
something,
is,
but
right,
it's been
but
so
it's not
to
actively
me as this like
right, so I agree. And so that's not exactly where I thought you'd go, but I agree with you. I just think Terry Bradshaw's voice should carry weight. And if he thinks that this is a joke, and the Steelers right now, we know, Brew, there's nothing in writing. Yeah. At any point, they can turn the car in a different direction. Or it's not like Rodgers can sue them, be like, wait, I thought I was coming there. Like, I just wonder if anyone within the building is saying, hey, guys, are we sure this is the road we want to go down? Are we sure this is?
I think that's a great.
Look, Bradshaw was critical of Tomlin a few years ago. Obviously, you don't go with that, and they didn't, which was the right move. But I do think in this instance, it should carry weight. And just generally, him being of the stature he is with that organization, you should take into consideration what he says. Sometimes you'll be like, nah, like I said with Tomlin, but this, you should weigh it. And here's the thing, and you talked about the something of them being 500 or above every year. It's something, I'm not trying to, but I don't want to say it's something bad, but they're stuck. Like, they're not, like, even if they don't get Rodgers or Kirk Cousins this year, and it's Mason Rudolph, they're not going to be bad enough to get the top pick in the draft or at the top of the draft. And so this is the huge take. Maybe we should have done that. They should have drafted Shedeur. Whether it was at 21 or later. Because, and I hope, and I grew up a Steelers fan, diehard. I hope Shedeur comes back to haunt them every year in the AFC North. I think he's going to be good, and they should have drafted him.
Before we get to your point, but the other point that I think you're making there is you think he's going to be good, but even if he's bad, it's good for them. Right? That if they draft him and then you bottom out. Right.
Now, Tomlin, I don't know, will ever.
With a rookie quarterback, maybe. I don't know.
But he might bench him if he's looking bad, and, he's not ever let the bottom fall out.
The reason I was laughing, I knew that you had, you're from the Cincinnati area. And Cleveland, obviously.
AFC North is me, baby. And the Ravens are.
I didn't realize you had
all AFC.
Can we stay just a little bit longer?
Don't worry, we'll be back.
I can't believe they're leaving.